Yo, what up, man? Chris, I'm about to check back in, man, back with the blog, man. Make sure that like button, that subscribe button, your way, and I appreciate all the support, man. Your boy shot a blog today about bootlegging, man. Got a little bit of the culture talking, you know what I'm saying? Mission accomplished. That's what I do. I'm a content creator. I like to create blogs to create dialogue, man. Get y'all talking about it. It's not about who's right or wrong or whether I'm right or wrong. I just like to get the conversation started. So I'm going to talk about some of the responses I got and some of the stuff that people have said. I do want to clarify something. That wasn't a URL blog. I don't want to make it seem like this was specifically URL. I talked about John in the beginning, how I ran into him at the mall. I showed him the video that he did with ARP, talking about the bootlegging. I talked about Hitman and his event coming up and all this kind of stuff. That was a blog completely about bootlegging in general, not just URL. I just had an example to show you. I had a screenshot as well as that was the last event. So this was about bootlegging moving forward. We know Calico got a card December 9th. It's going to be crazy. John got a card coming up. You already know the main event. They already just announced Shay Rack vs. Jazz. So that card is already looking kind of crazy. Got Rex and Bad News on there as well. And obviously the Bags and Bodies. So for me, I feel like in general, we need to support battle rap in terms of the blogs. But I'll talk about some of the responses. John put, how are you mad at somebody for being mad about being robbed or stolen from? Only the people that are doing it is going to have a problem with it. So y'all are the problem. I think John was responding to people saying he shouldn't be mad about bootlegs. So what else did he say? Show Off said, I see people are making a big deal about URL losing money due to bootlegging. Are we forgetting Max Out had two caffeine room with over 12,000 people live. The event was $75. That's almost $1 million. Lighten up. It happens to the best of them. I'll talk about that in a minute. ARP said, some people deserve to be called out on their hypocrisy. So, there's been a lot of talk either way. Angry Fan did a blog. I thought about going live with Caps. I really don't have the time though, to keep it real with you. I had a lot of free time early in the week, but now I'm about to get super busy. So, but I kind of disagree with some of his blog. I know he was saying stuff like that he don't have a problem with bootleg. He's not promoting bootlegs, but he don't have a problem with bootlegs because battlers aren't giving good performances. So he don't really, of course, niggas is going to bootleg the event. He was saying when you book people like Twerk, looking 40 bars and stuff like that, then you can expect battles to be bootleg and all this kind of stuff. That's not really the issue though. That's, people like, the problem is the actual people that are bootlegging the event. It's not like the regular people that watch it. Everybody will watch a bootleg if they could get their hands on one. I'm not oblivious to that. If I was sitting at home and I was chilling and I was minding my business and I'm watching Netflix and there's a fight on that night, but I didn't order it and somebody sends me a link and it's the Mayweather fight, I will watch it. I'm not a hypocrite. I will watch it. The problem is the people that are it's the undercutting that goes on in battle rap. For example, John throws an event, $50 pay-per-view. People, and we talked about a lot of this with Black Compass. You take the event, bootleg it, and then resell it for $10 or $20. So not only do you undercut, but you also steal profit. You know what I'm saying? It's not just I bootleg it. It's like I'm a bootleg it and then make money on top of your bootleg. So I'm going to take your product and then sell it on your block for cheaper than that. That's what needs to stop in battle rap. I don't know how it can stop, but that's what needs to stop. And what I don't necessarily agree totally with Caps is that it doesn't matter who's on the card. Once you become a bootlegger and you figure out a way that you can make money on bootlegs, you're going to make money. It don't matter if you book the best battle rappers that always show up and with their rounds memorized. You got Danny Myers, Rum Nitty, Hitman Don't Choke, Loaded Lux is pretty reliable. Rum Nitty, I already said Rum Nitty, but Murder Moot, Goods, Cassidy, people that come with their rounds still get bootleg. It don't matter, still get bootleg. If you come with Twerk, you get bootleg. You come with niggas that don't choke, you still get bootleg. You come with niggas that give you the most fire battles ever. Once you didn't figure out a way in this culture that I can take your product and undersell it and make money on your own product, it's going to get bootleg. And that's pretty much what needs to stop and not as supported as much. Because if we want battle rap to grow, then that's what it needs to be. So, like I said, this wasn't a URL blog, but this is where I will get on URL. I do feel like URL has been another big issue with this whole entire situation. Now, we all know URL don't like bootlegs. That's nothing new. If you're a league owner, you're not going to like bootlegs. But URL, when you are a league, you have a lot of power. You have the power to control stuff. For example, if Rosenberg Raw was bootlegging an event, I'm pretty sure if ARP called him and said, yo, what you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? You kind of represent RBE doing that. Like that's not a good look. Like, why are you doing that? I'm pretty sure Rosenberg Raw would respect what ARP said and he wouldn't do it anymore. So I say that to say this. KCJ was obviously bootlegging Hollow the Don versus Ill Will. We know that was an RB event. She was bootlegging the event. She basically posted on Twitter, I'm live on Caffeine watching Ill Will versus Hollow the Don. What she said. KCJ live on Caffeine watching Ill Will versus Hollow the Don. That was pretty much what she said. So that's her basically not giving a fuck. She posted a link on Twitter to her Caffeine. You can come in and watch the event. ARP responded to that. I'm show you what he said.
And he says this.
I'm pretty sure you know that this is not permitted. That's what he says to KCJ. KCJ comes back and says basically, fuck your battles. You know what I'm saying? So obviously there's no respect there. You know what I'm saying? She could have done that for a personal reason. I know that there's a personal thing of why she could have done it. I'm not gonna really speak about it in the blog, but she could have been doing that purposely. But the other flip side of it is you're streaming on Caffeine. So that's Caffeine is, you know, responsible for this stream being up. Now URL doesn't own Caffeine. Caffeine does have other entities and stuff, but and I won't say URL called KCJ and said, yo, make sure you bootleg the event. I won't go that far. I think that's a little too, we don't have no proof of that. So I won't say that. However, URL could have reprimanded KCJ, told her it wasn't cool, came out with a statement saying, we do not condone bootlegging. Even if it's not our event, we still feel like it hurts the culture. You cannot necessarily be against bootlegging and then turn a blind eye when other people are bootlegging other events. Like, I don't like bootlegging my event, URL. But if you bootleg RBE, King of the Dot, Bullpen, I don't care. I ain't got nothing to do with it. No, you're leaders of the culture. You have a lot of respect. You book KCJ, you book Easy, you book Twerk, you book Goods, you book all these people. You book a lot of people, which means you have power in your voice. Like, yo, we don't fuck with this in our culture. If you do this, I'm going to sit you down. You know what I'm saying? Cause it ain't none just stop. If a nigga bootleg a King of the Dot card, bro, he gonna do URL. URL the biggest lead. They gonna get bootleg first because they URL. So if Max Outs and all these other things are getting bootleg, they gonna spend a block and be on your ass too when your event happens. So it's better to nip that shit in the bud because you may not be getting your turn right now, but you're gonna get in your turn. We know that ARP was speaking at one time. Verb was also very vocal about this, about Max Out being streamed on Caffeine to a lot of people. I think Shaw just said 12,000 people. That's a lot of people. Times all the pay-per-view, that's almost $1 million. So that's a lot of battles being streamed. Now, do we know if URL called whoever? I don't really know who the actual user for that was. We don't have any proof URL called them, but that's a big number, bro. That was a big deal in battle rap. That's one of the reasons why Verb was really, really mad at URL also was because of that. So the thing is, URL, whether they post on Twitter, they are still looking, bro. They still looking at what's going on, P and M, whether or not you see P, they still scanning the timeline. You see all this stuff going on. It's in URL's best interest to find out who the hell that damn username is that streamed 12,000 people to an event, because it could always happen to you. So that's why I say URL plays a part, because you cannot turn a blind eye to shit that's happening to stuff that doesn't involve you at all. You know what I'm saying? Add that to all the blocking battles and all that kind of stuff like that. It's just a crab in a barrel mentality altogether. And it's just something that we definitely, you know, as a culture, we need to get better at. Easy to block captain. Easy. Let me play this. Before Easy was who he is now, Easy the Block Captain, you know, the trenches guy and all this kind of stuff. When he was just blogging and battling on URL, he was bootlegging Chrome 23. This was before he got cool with Rim, before she became his manager, all this kind of stuff. He was bootlegging, and here goes some audio.
We be here tomorrow. I don't know what time it start, but whatever time it start, we gonna bootleg that shit too. We bootlegging day too.
That footage was courtesy of DNA2, but that, so he's basically saying he's bootlegging. You know what I'm saying? This was a long time ago. This is before he became a league owner, all this kind of stuff, but he was comfortable bootlegging the Chrome 23 event at one point in time. Now, I don't know how many people was watching it. I think it might have been on his caffeine channel, all that kind of stuff. Do I think URL called Easy and told him, yo, make sure you bootleg Chrome? No, I think Easy was a content creator and trying to be lit. So he figured like, yo, you know, I'm the algorithm. I'm going to stream the event on my thing or whatever. But URL could have reprimanded Easy at also like, yo, that's not cool. You're one of our artists. You know what I'm saying? If you do stuff like this, then when niggas bootleg us, they'll just be like, yo, how can you have a problem with bootlegging, but you let Easy do it? So I can't say that they didn't see any of these situations. They didn't see the 12,000 people on caffeine. They didn't see the KCJ shit. They didn't see they had to see at least one of them, at least. So you could, as leaders of the culture, you take a role in also reprimanding these people. We don't have proof that you made a phone call or you part of it or you made them do it. Well, we ain't putting that on you, but you still, as a leader of this culture, you still could have put a nail in a coffin with that. And I say a lot of times, I say, until you do stuff on your own, sometimes you don't appreciate it. I say a lot of people in this culture are 9 to 5 clock in niggas. They were taught to grow up, go to high school, go to college, get a degree, get a job, get 401k, get medical and dental. They're going to tell you what job you got. They're going to tell you where to clock in at. They're going to tell you what time you get off work. They're going to tell you when you go on your breaks. They're going to tell you when you go on your lunch break. They're going to tell you where you can park. They're going to tell you everything about it, where you got to be, everything about it. People are telling you what you have to do with your life. So everything is easy. You ain't really have to work for nothing. You ain't really have to get out the mud. When you create your own content, create a business, create a league, and you're doing all this on your own, you have a different appreciation. Now you see what Easy is saying? Yo, don't bootleg the event, man. Try to support. This is what happens when it is on your shoulders and you're hoping for the revenue to come to come back to you. This is the kind of stuff that happens. And until you get out the mud, sometimes you never appreciate stuff. And while I step out and I do blogs like this, and I may be different than the other bloggers or take a stance other bloggers don't tell, I'm a content creator. I know what it's like to put content up and people steal it. I used to watch Caps go live on Instagram. Niggas stealing his Instagrams. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I feel like that's a crab in a barrel mentality in a lot of ways, but it's done and respected. People respect shit like that, but I be feeling like that shit is corny. You know what I'm saying? If you really feel like you that nigga, create your own content. You ain't got to take other niggas' shit. So for me, I look at it as a whole, and sometimes until you do stuff on your own, it's hard for you to appreciate it. So that's just my thoughts, man. But I appreciate the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And if you can support battle rap, if your pockets, you know, there are some changes that could be made to pay-per-views. I'm going to keep it real. They're really too expensive. You know, pay-per-views are in a lot of ways a little too pricey. I'm not trying to say $50 is a lot of money or nothing, like, no, but we have so many events and so many pay-per-views, you know, sometimes 2 a month. So like a lot of people don't have $100 a month to pay for 2 events for the month. You got prom coming up this weekend. That's an event. Not too long ago, you're going to have Hitman shit, then Bullpen, and then Calico. Like boom, 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 boom. So a lot of people leading up to Christmas, they don't got $250 to spend on pay-per-views. So some of it, maybe it's a little pricey. They could figure out a way to bring these battle rap prices down and have like $35 pay-per-views or $40 pay-per-views. It'd be better. But now the pay-per-views like $50, early bird $60. I'm looking at K-Shine shit. K-Shine shit about $70 some shit. I'm like, bro, I don't know what you got going on, K-Shine. Good luck, my nigga. Good fucking luck selling a pay-per-view for $70 in this culture. I think it was a nigga talking about it was on sale. Sale, nigga, that slash that motherfucker again. Slash that motherfucker again.
Chris, bias. Man, subscribe to the channel, man. Don't be a hater your whole life. Chris, bias.